Hello, dear friends. Welcome to the Erny game-changing inventory management application. Today we bring to you the gold version of our application, which of course builds on the classic and premium versions that we released some weeks back. The Erny game-changing inventory management application resolves all the inefficiencies experienced with the manual inventory system. And this gold version brings to light more interfaces that will take your business to the next level. So let's quickly see some of the interfaces that will drive your business more profitably. So of course, this is our homepage, and right here we have the various interfaces. Today we're looking at a fashion industry, so Erny Bliss, and so we just go into the various interfaces and we see what we have there. We've pre-populated some data just to save in time, but we'll show you again how data is imputed into the system. So on the products interface, we can just add maybe a product, we say sandals, and maybe low, and maybe a premium version of sandals. Yes, and there we're talking about, yeah. And then back to maybe purchases. So today we just pick from the drop down list, so we have sandals right there, and say we bought maybe 200 of them, say 5,000, and right there we have the purchase cost for sandals. And back to our home page, and now we can go to sales. So we sell today, and we pick from our drop down list, and of course let's say we sold 150 and we sold them as a 10,000. We have our revenue that is generated there, and our total revenue for all the various items that have been generated, we have them right here. And back to our home page, and of course we can now see let's say we incurred some expenses. We go to expenses. Already we have some expenses which we have incurred. Say we have incurred an additional expense today, and we say maybe repair of shelves. We already have repair of shelves. Let's say purchase of internet, though we already have it there, we can still add. So internet goes under utilities, we have it right there, and say 50,000. So if we type 50,000, we already have utilities right here, and so if we click enter, we would notice that utilities the amount changes. So right here we have the summary for the expenses that picks the big categories right here, and we have their amount indicated right there. Here we have our total outflow, which includes purchases and expenses that go into the P&L, and right here we have just expenses less purchases. That's the element that goes into our P&L. And back to our home page, we can now see our inventory, which of course everything is auto populated. So we have the various items, the products, the items purchased, items sold. So we can look at sandals, which we just transacted with today. Sandals, we bought 200 of them, and we sold 150, and this is what we generated as sales revenue, and this is the sales velocity. And right here we have the total number of sandals that we have in stock, its average cost price, which helps us to determine the cost of sales and the inventory value. We observe that we have an element highlighting red, which means that it has gone below the threshold for inventory that we must have in hand. So let's go back to our sales and modify sandals that we bought today to say 195, and see what an inventory would show us. Right there we see sandals have changed, so they have gone below 10% of our inventory that we must have in hand, so indicates in red, so that we can do some restocking. So back to our home page, and we go to list. So we just see our list of products that we have that we're dealing with. Sandals we just added, and it comes right there. And back to home page, now we can see our reports data. The report sheet right here is showing February and 2024. Those are the only two elements we need to update on this sheet, and every other thing we just pre-populate itself. And once we indicate the month and the year, we have its start date, its end date, February 2024 was a leap year. That's why we have 29 days in that month. And of course, we have the total number of Saturdays, the total number of Sundays, the highest sale for a day, the lowest sale for a day, the average sales for the month, the highest purchases for a day, the highest expenses for a day. And right here we have some sales and expenses graphical representation right there. And on this reports template, we have the various days and their days, the various dates, of course, and their days. And we have sales in quantity, sales in value, purchases in quantity, purchases in value, and of course expenses in value. And since we have no data in February, everything right there is blank. But just to show you that on the dates, whenever the month ends before the 31st, you have the like February. In this case, we have end of month. When we go to November, which is where we have some data, we'll see how it changes. So November, we already had some data, so you already see figures popping it into the dashboard. Right down here, let's just see this one. We see November has 30 days, and right here we have end of month, which shows the 31st, which does not apply to November. So start date 1st of November, end date 30th of November. Number of days 30, number of Saturdays 5, number of Sundays 4. We have a highest sale for a day is 416. We have our lowest sale, of course there are days which we have not sold, so of course 0. And our average sales for the month. We have our highest purchases for a day, we have it right there. And of course we have our highest expenses for a day, and the graphical representation of our sales and our expenses, giving us some indicators of what we have right there. So let's just look at what's the highest sale of the day. It's on the 12th of November at 416, and our graph shows it there on the 12th, and definitely our dashboard also shows the amount of 416. So definitely we can also see the other elements of purchases in value, expenses right there, with the highest expense of course being 425,000, which was incurred, same on the 12th like we saw earlier. So we can go back to our home page to see this our powerful dashboard that we have right here. We have our executive summary, which gives a total number of items that were bought, total number of items that have been sold, a total number of items that we have in stock, the total revenue generated, the cost of sales based on what we have sold, and our total expenses. And right here we have our profit and loss. We are currently doing some significant profit, and here we have our stock value, and of course the number of products which we are dealing in. So right here we have our expense composition, where we can see which expenses are driving our business. We already see public relations, security, consuming some huge percentage of our business. And on our powerful dashboard right here, we have our top selling products in value. We see sandals, doing some good business for us, and of course bags, premium bags, also doing some good business. And in terms of top selling articles, now we'll still have sandals, that is driving our business, and then followed by ties, down there. And here we have our top inventory items. So we have bags, and shirts that we have so much of them in stock. We need to see how to send that out of our inventory. And of course we have our lowest selling products in terms of value. So right here we have shorts and shirts that are not doing so well. We want to revisit the mechanism, sales strategy there, so that we can push them out into the market. And then of course we have our lowest selling articles. Still we have jeans, shirts, and sneakers that are the lowest selling articles. We also want to look at that and see how to to improve on that KPI. And right here we have our top sales velocity products, and we see sandals. Immediately we get them, they are taken. So we have sandals right there, bags, and of course shoes that are driving our business in terms of a high turnover. So that's our gold version for you, with the objective to take your business to the next level. So right here we have our contacts. If you want to do business with us, we are open for customization and business with you. Thank you very much for watching, and God bless you.